With a name like Holland, this charming American town should capitalize on its Dutch heritage. And it does.
Hello friends and welcome to our YouTube channel, RonBev Retirement Journeys.
You never know where we will show up next. This time we went to Michigan.
And we came to Michigan to be a part of my friend Jerry's memorial service. We featured Jerry earlier in a video back in February.
It was the Airboat Adventures video.
Right.
After the memorial service, we headed over to Holland, Michigan. And so this video is about Holland, Michigan. At the end, there will be just a little bit of bonus footage when we took some rest and relaxation at a farm with family.
We did a little farm living.
Thanks for watching. We stayed overnight in Holland and headed to breakfast first thing the next morning at the Windmill Restaurant, which has been a town favorite since the mid-1960s. We later saw people lining up for a spot, but fortunately we got in right away. I got the cheapest special of the day and it was perfect. The city of Holland was founded in 1847 when the Reverend Albertus C. van Raalte led a group of Dutch settlers to Michigan. And although the downtown looks like small-town America, the city finds many ways to celebrate its Dutch heritage. One of the things we liked about the very walkable downtown were the statues we saw scattered around and the many flower boxes and potted plants. The Dutch Village downtown store was fun, but I think Ron thought he was skiing in those big wooden shoes. We wandered the streets and discovered that Focus on the Family has a nice bookstore in the downtown, the only place in the U.S. outside of its headquarters in Colorado Springs. For a $12 fee, the 36-acre Windmill Island Gardens was a delightful place to stroll, with its beautifully manicured gardens, Dutch architecture, an organ house, and a carousel. The Little Netherlands exhibit depicts an 1840s village, which was the time immigrants arrived in Michigan. The miniatures were built in the 1930s and expanded over time. Among the many attributes of the city-owned park are canals, huge tulip sculptures, a bridge, gazebo, and most famously, an authentic Dutch windmill obtained from the Netherlands called the Zwaan, or the Swan. It was dedicated in 1965 by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. It took several years of negotiation with the Dutch government to obtain the windmill because they are protected as national monuments. But in 1964, the sale of the 1884 mill, which was damaged in World War II and had deteriorated, was approved with the stipulation that a Dutch millwright would supervise its relocation and restoration. The mill was brought to the city in 7,000 pieces weighing 66 tons, first by a Dutch steamship to Muskegon and then by truck to Holland. After 6 months of work by the millwright, the structure could once again mill grain into flour, and according to guides on the site, it is still able to do so.
A sunflower among sunflowers.
It was restored again in 2013 and was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 2018. Holland is a college town, and its history is intertwined with Hope College, which sits adjacent to downtown. The college is a 4-year liberal arts Christian college that opened in 1851 by the Dutch immigrants who settled the area in 1847. It has a campus of over 120 acres near downtown, and it's affiliated with the Reformed Church in America. The Western Theological Seminary was founded in 1866 and shares the campus with Hope College. Wanting to experience the Lake Michigan shore, we headed out of downtown to Holland State Park Beach, but it was so windy we didn't even try to get close to the water. I'm sure it would have been a lovely destination some other day. The channel for nearby Lake Macatawa and the channel to Lake Michigan was calmer and illustrates the diverse geography that the city of Holland enjoys. As we were driving, we happened upon an ice cream shop, Captain Sunday, and discovered it had been a stop for both President George W. Bush and for former presidential candidate Mitt Romney. I had to try the president's choice, the Tommy Turtle Sundae, but apparently I ate it so fast I couldn't get any pictures. Back near downtown, we found Centennial Park with its huge living book cover of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and were amazed by its beauty, including a koi pond, gardens and flowers galore, gazebo, and a statue of Holland and Hope College founder Dr. Albertus C. Van Raalte. The park is right across from City Hall. Also across the street at the Herrick Library is the Holland Oz exhibit featuring 6 bronze statues taken from the drawings of the book's original illustrator. The Oz tribute stems from the author L. Frank Baum's vacation at his family cottage on Lake Michigan in 1899. His great-grandson surmised that he may have worked on the book while there. It was published in 1900. Meanwhile, the living mosaic book cover across the street in the park is housed in the city's greenhouse in the winter and brought out to the park in the spring. The next morning, we headed to another popular breakfast spot, Bowerman's on 8th. It was Saturday morning and the place was packed. That many people can't be wrong. And they weren't. It was delicious. And I must admit, we stopped there more than once for treats. This is a huge breakfast. We both got a very similar one, or the same, I guess.
This is a once-a-day meal.
From breakfast, we walked to the Holland Farmers Market at 8th Street Marketplace, which was hopping on a Saturday morning in September. On the walk back to our car, we saw the city's Department of Public Safety and County District Court building. Our next stop was a self-guided tour of some of the murals at the Tulip City Walls Mural Festival, which was held the weekend we were there. It was started in 2022 in response to one of the city's neighborhoods, East Core, wanting connection and beauty. It's been held each year since. Mural artists from around the country and beyond are brought in to create aerosol art on neighborhood walls. And you're from Denver?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
We're from Colorado Springs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you traveling out here?
Yeah. We viewed artists at work as well as beautiful artwork completed in years past. With Holland going all in on its Dutch connection, we wanted to also see the Dutch village a little further from downtown. In this case, we decided not to pay for it, but we could see from outside the park that it might be a fun place to take kids, with its amusement rides and small animal petting zoo and picnic areas. It's also a place to see 30,000 tulips at tulip time. Our last drive was an effort to view the water again before leaving, so we rode along South Shore Drive on the other side of Lake Macatawa, where we saw hundreds of beautiful and obviously expensive homes on the lakefront. The road ended near Lake Michigan at a private community that we couldn't enter, but there was what appeared to be a small marina and more beautiful homes. Here's Ron trying to decide which house we should buy. We had a great time in the short time we had in Holland and would love to return to their annual Tulip Festival in May, which we're sure is fabulous. We topped off our Michigan trip with a visit to see my brother and sister-in-law, recently returned missionaries from Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu, now living with her 92-year-old dad on his farm near Burnips. We also got to be with nephews, great-nephews, and a niece. In that area of Michigan, farming is a way of life. We're glad we got to experience just a tiny piece of it.